Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the MyTarot Morning Reflection, Daily Inventory, and chance to check in with the universe. And I hope everybody had that amazing day yesterday. I did my thing where I've joined that the choir and getting to play Celtic music, which I've never done before, so I'm still on kind of a buzz there. Good morning, Jenny. And I was thinking about you. Every time I play, every time I do the finger picking, a little bit of a Celtic style, it's like I think about, your album and how like amazing your finger style is when you're picking the guitar, how beautiful it is. So it's kind of my inspiration. So, but welcome to the MyTarot Morning Reflection, Daily Inventory, chance to check in with the universe, chance to just say hi to everybody, chance to just take a breath. Because yes, this is my second cup of coffee. And I am grateful to just have a reason to stop before I start the day. Listen to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. Good morning, Maureen. Taking that breath, checking in with, good morning, Angelina. I'm checking in to see where my feet are. Mine happen to be flat on the floor. So I can be grounded, and then rolling my ankles, because gosh, that feels good. Ugh. And then my butt's doing the kitty dance, getting it all nice and comfortable. And then the chest, where are the shoulders? Taking that breath, and then the neck. And then while listening to the cards, like the sound of the ocean. As I always say, it's good to have that light switch that says, oh yeah, I'm going to stop for a second. So some people use a candle, some people can use a bell. I just use the sound of the cards. It's funny, I explain to people sometimes because I really am bad about faces and names, and people walk into the shop, and I did like 14 people on Saturday, and each time somebody walks in, it's like, did I read for them before? So I have to explain to people. I kind of go into like a trance. I disassociate when I read. And that's kind of what happens. It's like, that way, it's my way of trusting my intuition. And that's what I always suggest for us. It's like, when doing a meditation, when doing something like this with tarot, it's about putting aside our active brain and accessing the passive side of our brain so that we trust what we see and say instead of think about it. So let's see what we have for today. It even comes down to like which deck I'm going to use this morning. Out of the 140 so decks. That's funny. Out of the 140, I still have like the 6 that I use on a regular basis. So what am I going to do first then? I am going to make our 3 stacks. It's like each one of these is a different thread going out to the universe. Each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in a multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path. Because this stack will go down one path. This conversation's a totally different path from this one. And the question is, which thread do we want to pull today? And today, I may have done this yesterday, but going with that intuition, I'm going to grab the middle stack, or what I like to think of as things that are right at the heart. Now I'm going to do our 3 and 1. And flipping each card over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. Oh, and today we are starting off with the Page of Cups. So, as I like to explain it, pages. The tarot is only from the 1500s. So, what is a page? A page is somebody who is young and open to learning and experiencing new things. And they're being sent off to another court so that they can learn, what they need to learn to eventually become a knight, and a knight can learn to become a king. So, this is us when we are open to learning. And cups. Cups are our spirituality, our emotions, and our feelings. And look at this guy, or this person, I should say. They're looking in this cup. And I love how Pamela Coleman Smith, she saw this same card. And in 1904, when she drew her tarot, the one that we're used to with the Rider-Waite Smith, she saw that little piece of cloth there, and she turned it into a fish. Because this is one of those things where when we are open in our spirituality and our feelings, and we can feel the sunshine, and we can let ourselves imagine, we got to let ourselves enjoy. We're open to like learning new things, new spiritual things, new things that make us smile. But the page has got their back to this card. So the question is, what is this card? And we have the 7 of coins. So, 7 of pentacles, 7 of coins. So, sevens in numerology is about potential, drive, ambition. Goal from 1 to 10, right? We want to get to 10. 7's pretty darn close. We're over 5. We've experienced the harmony of 6. So when we get to 7, you can see this plant right here. 7s are when we have started something and we start seeing the fruit of what we're working on. It's where we've planted it, we start to see a green shoot, but we can start to get impatient a little bit. So we learn that no matter how hard we stare at this plant, it's not going to flower until it's ready to flower. Now, coins are our home, our health, our finances, and all those things that keep us grounded. This card is kind of one of those boring cards because it's just about patience, that we're going to get to the number 10 when time says it's ready and not when we think we're ready. So it's a card of patience. So it's kind of like we see something and we see the joy of something. We want to do something. We found a seed and we plant it. And then it's not an instant gratification, is it? The page, when we start something, it's hard to do delayed gratification. So let's see what the next card is. The Papist, also known as the High Priestess. So, look at her. Here she is. She has this book of knowledge. And there's also behind her veil, there's knowledge that we can actually attain when we get quiet, when we find that patience. It's that voice in the back of our head that we often ignore, where we say, I knew that I should have. Yesterday I talked about the experience that I had where I should have listened to myself instead of letting a little bit of that anger come in, which completely blocked out that voice. So this is where we plant the seed. And again, cups are our spirituality and our emotions and our feelings. Sometimes it's hard not to want instant gratification. But patience means being quiet. Patient means allowing ourselves to go in and listen and enjoy the seed for what it is, knowing that eventually it's going to sprout. And it's in that quiet that we can actually listen to that little voice inside our heads. So let's see what the advice card is. It is the 3 of coins, and 3s are about growth. 3s are about moving forward. It's like a triangle, right? Which is an arrowhead, which points in a direction. So one seed is when we come up with an idea. We want to do something. You know, we look in our cup, or we look in our soul, or we look at our spirituality. It's like we know there's something we want to do or may need to do. Maybe it's something that we need to do that's positive in our lives. You know, I went to the doctors, and the doctor said, you know, you've gained a lot of weight. You need to lose weight. You need to do this and this. If anybody's ever had to lose weight, why can't we just lose it all overnight? So here it's like, you know, a month and a half later, and I'm still progressing, and I'm doing what the doctor said. And I'm staring at the 7 of coins, because it's not going to happen all at once. But I'm thinking about it. I'm doing that, you know, and it is spirit. When we take care of ourselves, we're taking care of our own garden. And we're doing things like this where we're listening because we're not feeling bad. It's like the doctor said I should do this. Or, you know, I know that this would be spiritually good for me. I know that this would be good for the family. You know, instead it's like the seeds planted. We make our choices with the 2s, and then we just take a step. A step. We're not completing anything when we get to the 7 of coins. We've just taken a step, and then we listen. We take another step, we breathe, and we listen. So this is about taking just a step, then breathing, listen. Taking another step, breathing, and listening. And eventually we'll get to that 10. Eventually, you know, we'll achieve the goals that we want. So today, just think about, what is it I would like to do? And it could be something we can finish today. I just want to plant the seed. You know, it can be done by the end of the day if I'm patient with it. You know, I want to buy a new coffee maker because somebody says that they don't like the old coffee maker. Spiritually speaking, it's like I'm going to do something pleasant for somebody. I'll plant the seed. By midday, I've ordered it from, you know, maybe not Amazon. And then I can wait for it to arrive and surprise them. Just takes 24 hours to do it, right? Today, think about what I can plant, take a step, breathe, and have that amazing, amazing day. So, thank you all so much for being here. I will be back here again tomorrow and all that wonderful stuff. So, have an amazing day or evening or whatever time it is, and I will see you later.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance. Ghostly figures, guiding light, readers and seekers in the night. Hopes and fears, written in gold. Truth appears as stories unfold. Flip the cards.